The Exchange. The Exchange is the final mission in GTA 3. Catalina kidnapped Maria Latorre, and now she wants $500,000 to be brought to the cartel mansion in Cedar Ridge, or else she will kill Maria. This is Claude's last chance to settle the score, and he's not backing down. After Claude arrives and hands over the money, Catalina shows her true colors once again. She orders the cartel guard next to him to kill Claude, and then she walks away without a second thought. But Claude is not the one to play around with. In a split second, he punches the guard, takes his gun, and the shootout begins. Now the mission is in full swing. Claude fights his way through the heavily armed cartel guards stationed around the mansion. Explosions, gunfire, chaos everywhere. You need to be quick, precise, and ready for anything. After clearing out the area, Claude chases after Catalina, who is trying to flee in a helicopter. He follows her through a forest path filled with more enemies, leading to the Cochrane Dam. This is where the final showdown takes place. The dam is crawling with guards. Claude has to eliminate them all while avoiding sniper fire and gunmen with rocket launchers. He makes his way across the dam to reach a vantage point. From there, he has one goal: destroy the helicopter before Catalina escapes. Claude manages to shoot down the helicopter with a rocket launcher or powerful gun. It explodes in midair, killing Catalina instantly. Justice is served. A final cut scene plays. Claude walks away with Maria, whom he just rescued. She starts rambling, talking non-stop as they leave the dam. Then, suddenly, a single gunshot is heard. The screen fades to black. To this day, players still wonder, did Claude shoot Maria to finally get some peace? Rockstar never gave us an answer, and the mystery remains one of GTA 3's most iconic endings. Keep your friends close. Keep Your Friends Close is the last mission in GTA Vice City. Tommy walks into his office inside the mansion, the empire he built from scratch after taking down Ricardo Diaz. After a long conversation with Ken Rosenberg, several hours pass, and tensions start to rise. Eventually, Tommy and Ken move downstairs, where Sonny Forelli, Tommy's old mafia boss, arrives with his right-hand man. This isn't a friendly reunion. Sonny demands his cut of the money, claiming he made Tommy who he is. But Tommy isn't having it. The calm talk quickly turns into threats, and things spiral out of control fast. Suddenly, the mafia opens fire inside the mansion, trying to steal the money from the safe room. Tommy is forced to defend his turf. Armed and determined, he fights off waves of Forelli goons trying to break in. This part is pure chaos. Gunfire, explosions, and Tommy holding the line on his property. In the middle of the fight, a betrayal hits hard. Tommy gets word that Lance Vance, his trusted partner, has switched sides and sold him out. Furious, Tommy chases Lance up to the rooftop of the mansion. After a tense shootout, Tommy kills Lance, ending their partnership in the most brutal way possible. He heads back down to the main hall, where Sonny is waiting for one final showdown. The two exchange angry words. Tommy exposes that he knew Sonny set him up back in Liberty City. With nothing left to say, they open fire. After a dramatic shootout, Tommy kills Sonny, ending the Forelli family's grip on Vice City for good. As the smoke clears, Ken walks in, stunned to see Tommy still alive. The two talk as the camera pans out over the mansion, now quiet mansion. The sun sets in the background, and the credits begin to roll. The mission ends, you get $30,000, and Vice City officially belongs to Tommy Vercetti. End of the line. End of the Line is the final mission in GTA San Andreas. It's the ultimate conclusion to Carl Johnson's story, and it starts with a high-risk objective. You need to steal a SWAT tank from a police convoy in order to break into Big Smoke's fortress, also known as the Crack Palace. Once you've got the tank, you drive it straight through the wall of the building, making a dramatic entrance. From there, it's an all-out war. You have to fight your way through 3 heavily guarded floors, packed with Ballas, Vagos, and Russian mafia members who are protecting the building. Each level gets tougher, and every corner is crawling with enemies. You'll need armor, good aim, and lots of ammo to survive. Eventually, you reach the 4th floor, where Big Smoke is waiting in his office. The moment is tense. CJ confronts him about the betrayal, but Smoke still refuses to change. A tough boss fight follows. Once you finally defeat Big Smoke, things take a dark turn. Officer Tenpenny shows up, takes the money from Smoke, and sets the place on fire, planning to leave CJ for dead. Now you're stuck in a burning building with flames everywhere, and you have to escape before the whole place collapses. The fire makes it hard to see and even harder to breathe. While you're trying to escape, you still have to fight through enemies. Every second counts. Once you're finally out of the building, the mission isn't over yet. Tenpenny is trying to flee the city in a stolen fire truck, and Sweet is hanging onto the back of it. You have to chase it down across the city in an intense, high-speed pursuit. After a long and chaotic chase, Tenpenny loses control, crashes off the Glen Park Bridge, and dies in the wreck. Then comes one of the most iconic and emotional cutscenes in GTA history.
See you around, officer.
CJ and Sweet reflect on everything that's happened, finally free of corruption and betrayal. Back at the house, the Grove Street family reunites. Mad Dog shows up with his new music deal, and for the first time in a long time, there's peace. One last thing is the last major decision-making mission in GTA 4. It all starts when Nico receives a call from Jimmy Pegorino, who tells him to meet up. Nico heads to the strip club, where Pegorino is waiting at the bar. They talk for a while, and Pegorino brings up a heroin deal involving Dmitry Raskolov. Nico immediately has doubts. Dmitry has already betrayed him once, and trusting him again sounds like a terrible idea. After leaving the club, Nico talks to Roman, who surprisingly supports the deal. Roman believes it's a chance to move forward, make money, and finally secure their future. But when Nico calls Kate McReary, she says the opposite. She tells him not to do the deal, that it's dangerous, and she doesn't want to see Nico getting dragged into more violence. This is where the player faces a huge choice. Deal, which leads to if the price is right, or revenge, which leads to a dish served cold. Let's start with the revenge path. Nico chooses not to trust Dmitry and goes after him. In the mission, A Dish Served Cold, he infiltrates a cargo ship docked at the port, where Dmitry is hiding. The ship is crawling with guards. Nico fights his way through each deck in a brutal shootout until he finally finds Dmitry. After a brief confrontation, Nico kills him, ending their long-standing rivalry. But the consequences are painful. Nico attends Roman's wedding, thinking things are finally over. But Pegorino shows up, furious that Nico ruined the deal. In a tragic drive-by, Kate is shot and killed. The final mission, Out of Commission, follows. Nico goes after Pegorino in an epic chase across Liberty City, ending with a dramatic shootout on Happiness Island. Nico kills Pegorino, avenging Kate's death and putting an end to the chaos. Now let's talk about the deal path. If Nico agrees to the deal, the mission, and if the price is right, begins. Nico helps with the heroin exchange at the docks, and everything seems to go smoothly until Dmitry betrays him again. He kills the buyers and tries to take the heroin for himself. Nico survives, but now the damage is done. At Roman's wedding, tragedy still strikes, but this time, Roman is killed instead of Kate. Dmitry sent a hitman, and Roman was caught in the crossfire. The final mission, A Revenger's Tragedy, begins. Nico tracks Dmitry and Pegorino to a derelict funhouse and chases them down to Happiness Island. There, he kills Dmitry once and for all, and Roman's death is avenged. Either way, the story ends in tragedy. One choice costs Nico Kate, the other costs him Roman. No matter what, revenge always comes with a price. The third way. The third way is the final option in GTA 5's ending. After everything that's happened, Franklin is put in a tough spot. He gets a call from Steve Haynes and Devin Weston, both demanding that he kill one of his closest allies. Steve wants Trevor dead because he's too unpredictable. Devin wants Michael gone, blaming him for messing up the FIB and Merryweather operations. Franklin is stuck in the middle, forced to make a choice that could change everything. The game gives you three options: kill Trevor, leads to something sensible. Kill Michael leads to the times come or choose the third way, which unlocks the third way mission. Let's break down all three options before diving into the third way. If you choose to kill Trevor, Franklin lures him to the oil fields. After a heated confrontation, Trevor tries to escape, but Franklin chases him down. Michael helps corner him, and in the final moment, Franklin sets him on fire by shooting a spilled fuel trail. It's a cold and emotional ending. Trevor dies feeling betrayed. If you choose to kill Michael, Franklin confronts him during a tense walk near a power station. They argue, fight, and eventually climb a tower. Franklin ends up pushing Michael off and, depending on the player's choice, either catches him briefly or lets him fall to his death. It's a heartbreaking moment, especially since Michael trusted Franklin. But then there's the third way, the most action-packed and fan-favorite ending. Franklin calls Lester for advice. Together, they come up with a plan. Instead of killing either friend, why not take down all their enemies at once? The mission kicks off with a huge setup. Trevor steals a Merryweather SUV with a device, while Franklin and Lamar prepare for the ambush. Then comes a massive shootout at the foundry. All three protagonists, Franklin, Michael, and Trevor, team up again, holding off waves of Merryweather mercenaries and FIB agents in a chaotic battle. It's one of the most intense fights in the game. After the dust settles, they decide to go after every enemy who tried to destroy them. Franklin goes after Wei Chung, the Triad boss. Trevor takes down Stretch, a former friend turned traitor. Michael eliminates Steve Haynes during a live TV recording. And finally, they all come together to kidnap Devin Weston, stuff him in the trunk of a car, and drive him to the cliffs. After some final words, they push the car off, killing Devin and ending the chaos for good. The three walk away from the cliff, finally free. No more betrayals, no more loose ends. The third way is the only ending where all three characters survive, and it's considered the true canon ending by many fans. So, what choice did you make? Let me know in the comments. Trevor, Michael, or All Out Chaos with the third way. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more.